A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a troubling development, human rights organizations are sounding the alarm over a significant rise in fatalities among migrant construction workers in Saudi Arabia as the nation gears up to host the World Cup in 2034. Reports from Human Rights Watch and Fair Square have highlighted alarming trends, indicating that many of these deaths stem from preventable workplace accidents, yet are often misclassified as natural causes. This misclassification not only obscures the true nature of these tragedies, but also denies families the compensation they rightfully deserve. As the kingdom prepares for what is touted to be the largest and most expensive World Cup to date, concerns grow over the human cost associated with the massive infrastructure projects required for the event. The ambitious plans include the construction of 11 new stadiums, an extensive rail and transit network, and a staggering 185,000 hotel rooms, all of which will rely heavily on the labor of millions of migrant workers. Minky Wardens, the director of global initiatives at Human Rights Watch, emphasized the gravity of the situation, stating, "The 2034 Saudi World Cup will be the largest and most expensive ever, but it could also have the highest cost in human lives." The urgency of these warnings is underscored by the recent visit of FIFA President Gianni Infantino and former President Donald Trump to Saudi Arabia for a U.S.-Saudi investment forum. FIFA has publicly declared its commitment to upholding human rights within its operations. However, critics, including Human Rights Watch, argue that the organization has failed to learn from the tragic experiences of migrant workers leading up to the Qatar World Cup in 2022. The challenge of obtaining accurate data on migrant worker deaths in Saudi Arabia is compounded by the limited access granted to human rights groups and the prohibition of labor unions. Despite these obstacles, Human Rights Watch managed to interview the families of 31 workers from Bangladesh, India, and Nepal who suffered fatal accidents on the job, falling from heights, being crushed or decapitated by heavy machinery, and electrocution were among the reported causes. Another pressing concern is the extreme heat conditions that workers face, particularly as construction efforts ramp up in preparation for the World Cup. In a tragic incident reported in March, a Pakistani foreman, Muhammad Arshad, fell to his death from a construction site at a stadium being built in Al Khobar, marking the first known fatality in these large-scale projects. As the construction of stadiums for the 2034 World Cup accelerates, Human Rights Watch warns that the risks to migrant workers are likely to increase. The organization has called upon Saudi authorities to implement basic safety protections to safeguard the lives of these workers, whose contributions are essential to the kingdom's ambitious World Cup plans. Without immediate action, the potential for further tragedies looms large, casting a shadow over the excitement surrounding the upcoming tournament. It is imperative that the Saudi government and FIFA take these warnings seriously and prioritize the safety and rights of migrant workers who play a crucial role in realizing the vision for the World Cup. The international community is watching closely, and the pressure is mounting for both entities to ensure that the legacy of the 2034 World Cup is not marred by preventable loss of life. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.